Well logging geophysics. The geophysical responses from targets buried in the earth decrease with increasing depth of burial of the body. But if we are able to send the sensors closer to the target, the response is naturally enhanced. This is the basis of well logging geophysics, also called geophysical logging, which provides a means of obtaining, through different sensors, a number of physical properties of subsurface rocks, ore bodies, sediments, and fluids, and analyzing them for a much better understanding of the subsurface. This information is often much more than what can be obtained through the standard drilling and sampling techniques. Geophysical logging of wells is essential in petroleum, groundwater, coal, and potash exploration, where the drilling is generally non-coring type. On the other hand, most of the mineral exploration involves core drilling, where the formation intersected in the borehole is largely available for visual, petrographic as well as chemical examination. But even in mineral exploration, geophysical logs are very useful, as they can retrieve valuable information, otherwise lost in zones of poor core recovery, and also where the borehole narrowly misses an ore body, or passes through peripheral lean mineralization. In addition, from the geophysical point of view, a good use of logging will be to modify and reinterpret the surface or airborne data with the help of inputs obtained from logging. Basic principles of borehole geophysics. The physical principles involved in geophysical logging are mostly the same as their surface counterparts. Probes, or sensors that measure different physical properties, are lowered into the borehole to collect data continuously, or at regular intervals, that are displayed digitally or graphically as a geophysical log. This gives a general idea about a borehole, and the related nomenclature. An electrode array is shown with P electrodes lowered into the hole while C is fixed on the ground surface. For all electrical logs, the presence of borehole fluid, or mud, is essential for a good electrical contact. This borehole fluid invades the surrounding formations, altering their electrical characteristics. An electrode array, which is too small, may give only the characteristics of the fluid invaded zone, while an electrode array, which is too large, will not be able to resolve thin beds. In a cased borehole, iron or PVC casing becomes necessary to prevent the collapse of soft formations in the boreholes. In mineral exploration, where the formations are mostly hard and compact, there will be no need of casing except for the topsoil covered portion. Electrical logging cannot be done in the absence of borehole fluid, and iron-cased holes cannot be logged by electrical, electromagnetic, and magnetic methods. Again, in PVC-cased holes, magnetic and electromagnetic logging is possible. However, natural gamma-ray logging can be done in any of these boreholes. It is clear that the various geophysical probes that are used have to be cylindrical in shape with a diameter fairly less than the borehole, for a smooth travel of the probe. In the case of density logging by gamma-gamma technique, the probe has to be in close contact with the wall of the borehole. This is achieved by using a spring system. The diameter of boreholes in mineral exploration is generally about 5 cm, against 10 to 15 cm in groundwater, to 25 cm and more in oil exploration. Generally, the depth of boreholes varies from less than 50 meters in engineering and environmental problems, up to 100 to 400 meters in mineral exploration and groundwater investigations. Different geophysical logs. The basic logging techniques in mineral exploration are SP, resistance or resistivity, and radioactivity. While IP, magnetic, temperature, electromagnetic, and sonic logs play a supporting role. Temperature logging. As part of multiparametric logging of boreholes in exploration for metallic minerals, coal and groundwater has its own utility. Gamma gamma and neutron gamma find application in groundwater exploration. There are a number of other specialized logging techniques like microresistivity, televiewer, radioactive tracer logs, etc. New three-component borehole electromagnetic systems, magnetometers as well as borehole direction surveying equipment have emerged. There are also high-sensitivity flow meters, probes and tools for viewing the interior walls of boreholes optically, electrically and acoustically. Radioactive sources used in logging may pose health hazards. So in place of the highly radioactive probes, around 2000 to 6000 megabecquerels, used for gamma-gamma logging, ultra-low radiation intensity, less than 2 megabecquerels, probes are being successfully used in exploration. Equipment and measurement. Theoretically, any surface geophysical method can be adapted for borehole measurement provided the receiving unit or sensor can be made slim, sensitive and rugged enough to be lowered into a borehole. The logging equipment broadly consists of sensors inserted into a long cylindrical housing or probe, a connecting cable of required length wound on a winch, and the measuring equipment set up on the surface. As several parameters may have to be logged, obviously all the sensors cannot be inserted into a single probe. In general, 3 or 4 non-interfering types of sensors are fitted into a single probe. For example, resistivity, self-potential and natural gamma ray go together, whereas density and caliper logs are combined into a single probe. Similarly, gamma gamma and neutron gamma make up another set. Other sensors like magnetic, IP, sonic, electromagnetic and thermal are combined suitably. Thus 3 or 4 separate runs may have to be conducted to obtain all the parameters. It is general practice to lower the probe to the fullest depth and take measurements when the probe is lifted up from the maximum depth either continuously, or in steps of required interval, which may be 1 meter or more. In the older versions, the recording is done with mechanical devices, involving ink pens that make traces proportional to the response of the parameter. In tune with advances in electronics and computers, there is a tremendous development in geophysical logging equipment. With a spurt in the application of borehole geophysical techniques in mineral exploration, a variety of probes, sensors, cables and winches and software for data display and interpretation are now available. State-of-the-art loggers come with digital signal processing, telemetry, on-screen display in digital or analog mode, high-resolution analog to digital as well as digital to analog conversion, real-time printing. The digital recording allows data processing as well as plotting analog records on various scales, plotting logs of chosen parameters, etc. Interpretation of well logs. The geophysical logs are required to be properly interpreted for understanding the subsurface formations and their characteristics. It is very similar to surface interpretation, except that instead of profiles along the ground surface, we are dealing here in variations with depth. Geophysical logs in mineralized areas will be studied for higher chargeability, associated with either high or low resistivity, depending on the geological formation. In the self-potential log, a line is generally drawn through the deflections characteristic of shale, which is called the shale line. Similarly, a line drawn on the log corresponding to sand characteristics is called the sand line. These two lines serve as reference in groundwater logs for understanding the variation in the nature of the formations. Resistivity logs find ever so many applications in mineral exploration, engineering and environmental problems. In resistivity logs, the low resistivities correspond to clays, and the high resistivities correspond to unsaturated sands and sandstones. Saturated sands and sandstones exhibit intermediate resistivities. Again, salinity in the groundwater reduces the resistivity, and thus brackish water zones are easily identified from resistivity logs. Permeability and porosity can be calculated from resistivity logs. Low porosity rocks like granites exhibit high resistivity, while mineralized zones will be marked by low resistivities. Other rock types exhibit intermediate resistivity. Bedrock and basement are easily identified by their high resistivity in engineering applications. Polluted water shows a low resistivity due to the increase in total dissolved solids, and thus can be identified from resistivity logs in problems of environmental nature. The contamination in a well can be sharply brought out by electromagnetic induction, conductivity, logging also. Natural gamma log distinguishes radioactive formations like clays, shales etc. from the rest. It can also be used in detecting the level to which radioactive contaminants have spread. By constant monitoring, the spread of contamination can be detected by the high count rate. Radon in groundwater is often found to be the cause of contamination. Acoustic velocity logging is being used as support to high-resolution seismic surveys in mineral exploration. P-wave velocity obtained from acoustic logs can be related directly to the strength of the rock. Technology has been developed for understanding from various geophysical logs, the continuity or otherwise of the ore body, strata correlation, ore grade estimation, metal content, in situ assaying, identification of weak zones, moisture content, strength of the strata above and below the ore body for mining purposes. Gravity and magnetic logs yield the variations of density and magnetic susceptibility with depth, which in turn are useful in refining the interpretations of surface profiles. In summary, geophysical logging provides the much needed third dimension for understanding the subsurface comprehensively.